Hello everyone. Today we will be looking at TCS provisions under the Income Tax Act, Section 206C. We will also see the amendments made by Finance Bill 2026. First, what is TCS? TCS is a tax collection made by the seller on the sale made to the buyer for certain goods and services. This tax collected by the seller is then deposited with the government, and the buyer can take credit of this tax deposited while filing his income tax return. It is similar to TDS. The only difference is in TDS the buyer deducts the tax of the seller, and TCS seller collects tax on behalf of the buyer. For TCS also, the TAN number is required to be obtained by collector, that is the seller, and the credit is taken by the buyer. Now let us see the goods and services on which TCS is applicable. Some of them are alcoholic liquor for human consumption, tender leaves, timber and forest produce, scrap, minerals, that is coal, lignite, iron ore, parking lot and mining activities. Important one here is motor vehicles exceeding 10 lakh rupees. The next important one is education, remittance made for education abroad, and remittance made for education while taking a loan under Section 80E. The next one is medical treatment, remittance made for medical treatment abroad. The last one is overseas tour package. Now let us see the main provisions of TCS in detail. Let us first take motor vehicles. If a person buys motor vehicle of rupees 11 lakhs, then as it exceeds 10 lakh rupees, the seller of motor vehicle will deduct tax at the rate of 1%, that is 11,000. So effectively he will collect 11 lakhs 11,000 from the buyer and then deposit 11,000 to the income tax, and buyer can claim credit of 11,000 while filing his income tax return. Now let us see education, foreign remittance for education. If Mr. B remits 25 lakhs for his son's education abroad, not via loan under Section 80E, that is from his own funds, then TCS will be 2% on 15 lakhs, that is 25 lakhs minus 10 lakhs. Then 2% on 15 lakhs is equal to 30,000. Please note earlier the rate of TCS was 5%, but Finance Act 2026 has changed to 2%, resulting in a savings of 45,000. Now, in case of overseas tour package, initially there was a slab rate based on TCS rate. For example, if remittance was up to 10 lakhs, then the rate of TCS was 5%. If remittance exceeded 10 lakhs, the remittance above 10 lakhs was subject to TCS at the rate of 20%. However, now by Finance Act 2026, there is flat rate of 2% on any amount of remittance made for overseas tour package. Third and fourth is scrap dealers and alcoholic liquor sellers. The most important point to note over here is that the TCS rate has been increased by the government by Finance Act 2026. Both increased from 1% to 2%. So now if the alcoholic liquor seller sells alcohol worth 2 crores, then TCS will be 4 lakhs, that is 2% on 2 crores. Now let us see the amendments made in TCS by the Finance Act 2025. First important thing is TCS under Section 206C1H has been omitted, which was earlier deductible collectible at the rate of 0.1%. Second is TCS of higher rate for non-filers has been omitted. Then other changes made are prosecution relief has been granted if the TCS has been deposited before due date of filing quarterly statements. Also, as LRS threshold limit has been increased from 7 lakhs to 10 lakhs by the Finance Act 2025. Let us see the changes made by the Finance Bill 2026, which will be applicable from FY 26-27. First is rate of tender leaves and alcohol have been increased to 2%. Scrap Rate of alcohol and scrap has been increased to 2%. Tender leaves has been reduced from 5% to 2%. Similarly, minerals has been increased from 1% to 2%. Overseas tour package rate has been reduced from 5% to 2% flat. Education loan and medical treatment remittance has been reduced from 5% to 2% if the remittances exceed 10 lakhs. So, in brief, the following are the key takeaways from the Finance Bill 2025 and Finance Bill 2026. TCS has been rationalized at a uniform rate of 2% almost on most of the categories. Overseas tour package TCS slashed from 5% and 20% slab rates to 2% with no threshold. TCS rates on education and medical reduced from 5% to 2%. TCS on sale of goods has been abolished, which was earlier 0.1%. Prosecution provisions has been rationalized. So this brings us to the end of the today's video. Thank you so much for hearing the provisions and stay tuned for more updates like this. Thank you.